Good evening, everybody. Thank you all for coming. Let's tell a little story about what it was like to eat dinner at Jack Powers' apartment on Joy Street. Well, the first thing that happened was I came up to Jack after a reading and said we ought to get together and see if we can talk about new community readings and whatever. He says, yeah, sure, come on over to my house and we'll have some spaghetti. And I didn't know what he meant by spaghetti. I figured, well, spaghetti, right? I mean, all right. I had a kind of a fussy palate at the time. I was a vegan. So I decided to go over there and have his dinner. I said, can I bring anything over, like, tomato sauce or noodles? And he said, oh, no, don't come over. No, I got everything, don't worry about it. So we got over there, and for about 2 hours we had a discussion. We talked. It started out, here are the two people we got to get a hold of. I know this guy, and we can talk to him about maybe giving readings here, and on and I was getting hungrier and hungrier and hungrier. And then finally I said, Jack, okay, we're going to have to, talk about this a little bit more later. Let's eat. And so we adjourned to his kitchen, and he said, okay, you can help me make the spaghetti. And I said, okay, Jack, okay. So he opened his cupboard, and there were all these boxes of different types of macaroni and spaghetti, and what did he do? He took down a box of lasagna. And I said, we're going to have lasagna, Jack? And he said, no, this is just the box that's open, we'll use it. So he took about 7 or 8 shards, or maybe 9 shards of lasagna. Some of them were broken, some of them were, he broke already, and he dropped them into a boiling water. And he boiled up some straight lasagna. And that went on for maybe about 15 or 20 minutes. And he says, okay, and he went out with a fork, and he took it out with a fork and plopped it on a plate. So now we got to make some sauce. So he opened the cupboard, and there was all sorts of types of sauce. But what did he take? The biggest can of tomato paste I ever saw. And he opened this can of tomato paste, plopped it into a huge cooking pot, and then went over to the sink and filled it with water, and put his hand over the can and shook it up and down. So you got to get the rest of the sauce. And then he poured the water into the tomato paste. And that was our spaghetti sauce. So he twirled it around. I said, Jack, aren't you going to put any, oregano or something? Yeah, oregano, that's good, great idea. Spaghetti needs oregano. So he opened up a cabinet, and he got one of these, the largest thing of oregano I've ever seen. It's kind of like the Costco brand that you get when you have 12 kids in the family. It was like a quart container of oregano with a 1/4 of an inch of oregano left. So he poured it into the spaghetti sauce. Then he said, okay, I know you're vegetarian, so I'm gonna do the meat later. So he's boiling it, and then he opens the refrigerator and takes out some hamburger and starts patting it. He says, the water is still hot. He throws the hamburger patty into the